Hey, now we can talk about scary stories to tell in the dark. Pretty solid little horror film. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is a PG-13 horror movie based on the old, Scholastic book fair books from back in the day. The main reason I would recommend this film is the excellent creature designs. The creatures present throughout the film are practically ripped directly off the pages of the original Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books. The creatures in this movie look absolutely great. They are super creepy, and for the most part, I think they're practically done. I think there were practical effects, people in suits and prosthetics. There were only a couple of scenes that really heavily used CGI, but the creature designs are absolutely fantastic, and I think they alone are worth the price of admission. So if you like the old stories and the old illustrations, just to see those on the big screen, I think that's worth it in itself. But as a little bonus, the characters in this movie are actually pretty good, especially considering it's mostly child actors. The four main characters I thought were pretty solid. They all did a pretty good job acting. I think they all worked pretty well together. I could buy them as friends. The biggest flaw with this movie is that it's not wholly original. It's pretty much a teenage version of the Goosebumps film with Jack Black in it. Basically, they find a creepy old book, and the book creates these scary scenarios and monsters, things like that. It's pretty much the same thing, and they have to figure out a way to reverse the effects of the book and save the town. I think this took place in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken, 50s or 60s. So it's not quite the 80s aesthetic that you get in It and Stranger Things, but very similar, nothing too different. None of that's bad, it's just not wholly original. But that's pretty much the whole movie. I don't want to talk about any of the scares too much because I don't want to get into spoilers. So you have good characters and good creatures and, a not super original but still a pretty solid story throughout that'll keep you entertained for pretty much the whole runtime of the movie. My favorite scene in the movie took place in this hospital, a spot called the Red Room, and it has by far what I think is the best creature design, the creepiest creature, and the most tension throughout the entire film was in this scene. And I think it was so tense and so creepy because it didn't rely on jump scares. Most mainstream horror nowadays really relies on jump scares. This isn't too different, and jump scares get really annoying really quickly. Not enough to ruin the film for me by any means, but definitely annoying. And I think it says something that the creepiest and most effective moment in the movie didn't rely on jump scares. It relied on practical effects and really well built tension. But other than the jump scares, I really liked this movie. I thought it was really good. I didn't really think it was scary. Just more creepy, but it's not really made for my age level. It's PG-13, so it's made for your high schoolers, your teenagers. I'm sure it would scare plenty of the younger viewers. So if you're looking for a nice little scary movie to see over the weekend, go see Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.